Welcome back to Jaguar News. I'm Aiden Rodriguez, and in today's show we will be covering a very important topic that affects us all. The internet is something that we use all day, every day, 24/7, so we'd like to see what goes on during surfing the web. Here's Joy with what some of our lady Jags are searching up on the internet.
The last thing I googled was food near me. I typically use Google, sometimes Safari. Last video I watched was a podcast type video called Squadcast. If I'm watching videos, it's either YouTube or Twitter. The last news story I heard about was our U.S. Army killing the top Iran general or something. I was kind of shocked, and then I read the memes, and then it was funny. So, yeah.
Maybe she won't see me.
Somebody help me! Brenda! Thank you, you would Please, Dad! Oh my God, Brenda! We're gonna die! It would have just been you if you would have just shut up!
I use like Google or whatever like app my teacher recommends for that certain class.
The last Google search I had or website I visited was it was a school website. It was for South, basically, like the schedule. I look up stuff other than Google would be Wikipedia, basically. I search using the Wikipedia not that often. I say maybe once a week. Most videos that I watch are on YouTube. Typically I don't really know. I watch a whole lot of stuff. I guess drama videos, try-on hauls, and etc. The newest thing I've seen news-wise was Trump reacting to Iran, I guess, about the whole situation. And I feel like the whole thing is pretty dumb. I mean, Trump brought it on himself with killing the general of Iran. But I mean, it is what it is. Outside of school, website-wise, I use Alex and I'm Kendall Hunt for math.
I usually look like my things up on Google and click the first option that pops up. I watch most of my videos on YouTube. I watch YouTube when like I'm bored and I have nothing to do. The last thing I read was this article on the impeachment, and I'm trying to learn new stuff. I try to ask people who already know the subject.
Honestly, that's not what I expected at all. I expected some DIY videos maybe, but the world seems to be changing. Stay tuned for more after the following commercials.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is... Please note, the new number is...
Hey, look, just answer the phone. I don't know what I did, but I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, call me.
Domestic violence doesn't look the same in every relationship because every relationship is different. But one thing most abusive relationships do have in common is to have the power and control over their own partner.
Some red flags that will warn you that you're in an abusive relationship is if your partner is threatening to hurt you or kill you, shoving, slapping, hitting, or choking you, preventing you from seeing your families and friends, putting you down by verbal abuse, pressuring you to do drugs or alcohol, and most importantly, preventing you from making your own decisions.
Did you know nearly 29% of women and 10% of men have experienced rape and physical violence by their intimate partner? Also, intimate partner violence has affected more than 12 million people each year.
If you or anybody you know is experiencing teen dating abuse, please make sure to contact the National Teen Dating Abuse Hotline, and they will assure you that you are not alone.
Our coaches have been really busy this year. Here is Dwayne with what our coach's last Google search was.
Hi, I'm Coach Duron Stinson from South Mountain High School, and today we're going to be looking at my browser history. So the first thing that we're looking at is the last thing that I visited internet-wise, and the last thing I visited on my phone was Max Preps, looking up the top assist leaders in the state of Arizona. Also, another thing that I do is I look up basketball stuff and a lot of different things for sports. So that's really the main thing I look for on my phone. So the way I do different searches, I use the Google, of course, and I also use Hey Siri. I use Wikipedia at times. I really don't trust Wikipedia, but those are the two I really use, is Hey Siri and Google. Those are my two. So the last video I searched up was the Morbius trailer for Marvel. I looked it up on YouTube. I'm into superhero movies and that type of stuff. So that was the last video I searched up, was that trailer. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Being a young coach myself, I look for different outlets to learn more about my craft. The main source that I use is risingcoaches.com. That's where I do a lot of my searching, do a lot of my listening, listen to a bunch of podcasts from different coaches that's been in the game longer than I have, just trying to get better at my craft every day.
My name is Coach Chavis from South Mountain High School. My last website I visited was Teach Talk, and I was looking up 25 reading strategies that would work in every content area. And some recent searches have been football clinics for 2020 this year, ESPN, and student portal because I'm still in graduate school. Usually the way I search things is for Siri, Alexa, or usually Google, and usually I use these things every day of my life. The last video I watched was Card County in Las Vegas, and the documentary about the 21. Usually I watch my videos on YouTube, and the videos I watch on YouTube can vary between sports highlights, informational videos, even documentaries. The last news story I read about was a 17-year-old kid. He was a senior high school, and he spent a couple weeks with NASA research, and he actually discovered a new planet. And I feel like it's crazy how there could be other planets and other galaxies and other systems out there that we don't even know about being here on Earth. I use sites like Google. I listen to different podcasts, different radio shows, and I listen to a whole bunch of other different podcasts that people have on YouTube to learn different things.
Hello, my name is Heather Jankowski. I teach video broadcast and yearbook at South Mountain High School. The last Google search I did was to help out a yearbook student. They were trying to figure out how to spell a word. So we typed in banquet because we weren't sure exactly how to spell it, and then we found out how to spell it. That was probably the last like spell check that I did with Google. Other things that I've been searching lately, I've been trying to figure out birthday ideas because my son is turning 3 in February and he's having a monster truck themed birthday, and so I've been looking up and trying to find stuff on Pinterest to figure out what to make and foods to have and how to make him a monster truck birthday cake. I use Alexa all the time when I'm at home, especially when I'm with my daughter and trying to help her with homework. If I don't understand a problem that we're working on for math, let's say, I will ask our Google Mini to help us figure it out, and I use Siri all the time too. The last video I watched on YouTube was a video on how to cut, and I don't know what the correct term would be, but like, here's a pomegranate. Do you know what a pomegranate is? It's a fruit, and inside are all those little seeds. There's a specific way that you have to cut it so you don't get the fleshy part, which is totally unedible, really gross to eat. So you cut it a certain way, and then you whack it with a spoon and all the pomegranate seeds fall off. And the last time I had pomegranates, I YouTubed it to find out how to cut it. The last news story that I watched was about the death rate. I want to say it was in Japan or China, with how pneumonia is starting to kill people because of the vaccinations, and how it's becoming to be a threat, and how more people need to become vaccinated and protected against it. So when I'm not in school and I'm trying to learn other things, I use a web service called lynda.com, which has tons of tutorials on it to show you how to do different technical items, I guess you could say. And I use Pinterest tons to learn how to do recipes and cooking and crafting and all that kind of stuff too.
Thank you for joining us on our first Jaguar News of 2020. And don't forget to follow us on all of our social media. Jag News out.